Bia.
Hi, I'm Wishi.
And this is our idea for an app in its most basic form. So our idea is called SupSearch, and it's basically a platform where students on campus can post listings of various school supplies or products that they're trying to sell at a cheaper price because they tend to be used. We made this because we noticed that in the bookstore things tend to be a little bit more expensive, especially when they're new, and a lot of people find cheaper alternatives through Facebook postings or through their friends. So we just like to have a central location where people can just find what other people are trying to sell, things that it could be alumni or things like that. So we can go ahead and get started and click on that. And so this leads you to a registration page, and basically this is linked to an SQLite database, which we'll talk about in a bit. This has a check to make sure that your passwords actually match, so that when you register, it's legit. So this takes you to the homepage.
Okay, so the homepage as of now has 3 buttons, which is add products, view products, and logout. So we're just going to click on logout right now to show you a function that we also created. And if you go back to the registration page, okay, so we have a little button over here that says already registered login. So that'll take you straight to the login page. And if you just enter a net ID and password, that was 4. Yeah, so okay. This will also take you back to the home page.
And if you you can't log in with just random things, it wouldn't say incorrect info
because it's not stored in.
I'm just gonna use one of our old. It's a Cat 3. What was it? Okay, so you end up on the home page, and so right now it's very basic. So you just add products that everyone can see, and you can view the products that everyone has posted. So if you add a product, I don't know, whatever, so you can add it, and then you can.
Yeah, and then you can if you click on view your products, it gets added to the list. Okay, that's some stuff that we just
we were okay. Okay, and then we try to include a search function, which we'll talk about later as well. So we're going to talk about the database that we use and why we decided to use it.
Okay, so the database that we chose to use for this one is the SQLite database. So when we first started the project, we realized that we wanted to have each user's login information or other registration information stored in a database, but we didn't know how to do that. So when we were looking stuff up, we came across PHP and stuff, but then every time we try to use it, the app would crash or something. And so then we decided to go with the SQLite database mainly because it's an Android built-in feature already, and it's very specific to the local user's device. So it's much easier to use, and it's much more concise, and you don't have to import a lot of stuff. So the first database that we used is this database helper. So this stores the user's login or registration information. So that's your net ID and your password in this case. And then this database is accessed by the register class and the user login class. So what the user login class will essentially do is check if the information that is inputted through the register class is present in the database or not. And if it is, then it's going to say successful. And if it's not, then it's going to say incorrect information.
And this is the same kind of thing we did for the add products and view products page.
So we just created a different database for that. So we call that product DB helper. And we basically made an add products that took information from the user and stored it in that database, and the user products that basically displayed the information that it got from the database. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a lot of things that we'd like to expand on this app and improve on. There's things that we even tried during the process of creation, and we wanted to include a search function, and we tried doing that through various loops and various UI functions, but it ended up not working. We even tried to use, instead of the database, use like a hash map when we were adding the products and trying to have it shown on the user products list, but that ended up failing as well. So there are various things that we could improve on if given more time.
Definitely more knowledge, because I feel like I think one of the biggest problems that we also had was like when we were working with the database, it was like the smallest error would take like hours to fix because we couldn't find it as easily. And then like I think I stumbled upon a post on the forum that said that okay, Firebase and SQLite databases are like really difficult to work with and stuff, but
so that definitely we try to like use an alternative. And also there are different functions that this app could use, such as having a chat room where people can actually discuss, and we can do that using Firebase. And then also having perhaps a way to produce QR codes based on what you're offering. So if you meet someone, you can say, hey, this is my contact information, and scan the QR code for that. So that's what we would love to expand on with this app. And yeah, thank you. Yeah, and this is just our GitHub repository.